Hey everybody, welcome back to Hot News. Hope you're doing well. Great Friday it is. It better be, okay? Or else. You know what's coming. Anyways, we're going to talk about our sponsors today, which is Displate. Check out dope metal prints at displate.com/UFD Tech Official. Reece is usually behind the camera to tap on focus for this time, but he's doing his own thing now. Anyways, check out Displate for dope metal prints of your favorite things that you could possibly want, whether it's nature, it's maps, or anime characters. They got it all. Go to displate.com/UFD Tech Official, enter coupon code UFD to save 15% off. Pick up whatever you want. Do it. But let's talk about what people will probably get displays of in the future, depending on whether or not this story is real, because there's a high likelihood that it's not, but there's also a high likelihood that it could be. You got high likelihoods on both sides. So basically, what we have right now is some screenshots of the alleged Grand Theft Auto 6 release. There hasn't been much information coming out from Rockstar regarding the next generation of Grand Theft Auto, partly because GTA Online is still a massive cash cow, partly because they put all of their eggs into the Red Dead Redemption 2 setup, and partly because other reasons, I'm sure, somewhere, how. Anyways, there's been some postings about like job openings regarding Grand Theft Auto 6, but this is the first time that we've seen a screenshot of something that could be constituted as being from the game itself. And the rumor that's been going around regarding GTA 6 is that it's going to be set in Vice City, and it appears that these screenshots do kind of correlate to that. However, this is not the first time that a Rockstar game has been screenshotted and it turned out to be fake. In fact, Bully 2 has been the subject of a Brazilian artist doing that to the game, and turns out, oh, not real. So take for it what you will, but there has been some more swirlings regarding GTA 6 in the most recent days. Obviously, this will be probably a console exclusive for the first year or two, especially probably also going to be launching on the next generation of consoles. I doubt this will be ready before the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Scarlet come out, but exciting times. I love Lamp. I love seeing these things, even if they're fake, because it gives me hope and gets me thinking about them. It's kind of like when Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows came out. There were so many different leaked manuscripts online, and guess what? I read the fake ones. They weren't as good as the real one, but guess what? The fake ones were also I could see that happening. Yeah, I read 600 pages in somebody else's work that wasn't J.K. Rowling.
That's totally barbaric.
It was good enough, okay? I'll tell you that.
This is the Lance Vance Day.
Speaking of good enough, Razer decided that the Switch, the Nintendo Switch, is not good enough, according to a patent filing that shows that they are planning on potentially releasing dockable gamepads for a tablet. And considering the fact that Razer is in the phone game with the Razer phone, having a Razer tablet that then you have dockable Joy-Cons with, probably can't use that name because it's a Nintendo trademark, but having things that are mechanically sound attached to the tablet could make for a decent gaming experience. I hate it because they're not asymmetrical, but I mean, I guess I can trust Razer to figure that out at some point. As long as it's asymmetrical in a good way and not in the Nintendo way, then I could be okay with it. But speaking of the Nintendo way, earlier this week, we talked about how there was this weird trailer thing for people exercising with a rubber ring. Well, now we officially know what that is. It's the Ring Fit Adventure. Reece, what did you feel when you watched the trailer for this?
Absolute terror. Okay, these people are staring into the camera so intensely that it just makes you feel uncomfortable.
Let's talk about the Ring Fit Adventure. Yeah, this is what it looks like. I'm gonna do part of Hot News like this, okay? Because that's what Nintendo did to us. It's supposed to be an exercise. You put one on as a garter belt, one on the Joy-Cons, you have the other Joy-Con in the rubber ring, and then you do things like squats, and you do things like pressing it together, and you do things like an overhead shake. It's supposed to be a new generation of Wii Fit, and it's exciting. No, I don't want it.
Playing this adventure game every day will become a natural way to enjoy regular exercise.
Tell us more, Nintendo News, Reece.
Basically, news reports have come out now that the Link's Awakening reviews are gonna drop the day before. So no pre-reviews coming out. The review embargo lifts on September 19th, 5 a.m. Pacific time, just before the game releases on September 20th.
What would the reviews be for? Just performance on the Switch? Because it's a game that's already come out.
Basically, performance on the Switch and how good it is compared to the original, because the original is a classic at this point. You know, people are excited, I guess, and expectations are high. So I guess we'll see now whether it lives up to the nostalgia, or is this going to be a flop.
Speaking of living up to things, Sea of Thieves apparently announced before the game came out that they were going to be introducing microtransactions into the game. However, it's actually taking them over a year and a half to implement that, but those will be coming out quite soon. So the microtransaction store will be rolling out there, including a 25-pound ship set for whatever you're trying to play in Sea of Thieves. It's actually kind of good that they always made this intention known, unlike other game developers like Bethesda with Fallout 76 saying it's only going to be cosmetic and then screwing everybody over. Sea of Thieves at least saying they're going to do it and then also taking a while to implement it. They have my trust slightly. I won't give them my money, but they have my trust. Reece, gambling.
Basically, so now the British Parliament inquiry has recommended that the British government steps in and actually starts regulating loot boxes. The Digital Cultural Media and Sports Committee today published a report, and the chief among its list of recommendations were that paid loot boxes should be regulated under gambling law, and they should ban the sale of them to children. So this is an argument that's been around for a while now, back and forth between companies and governments, and the whole argument is that the games industry should self-regulate before the government actually has to step in. Yeah, Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony have all committed to disclosing loot box odds before the end of 2020. The committee also suggested that the UK government should advise PEGI to apply existing gambling content labels to games that feature loot boxes or similar mechanic. Representative of the ESA told Games Industry Biz that we take very seriously the issue raised in the UK Parliament Digital Culture and Media Sports Committee report, but they strongly disagree with the findings. They're saying that the whole thing is Australia, France, Ireland, Germany, UK. They've all come to starkly different conclusions than this report, and they're saying this isn't the way to go forward with regulating loot boxes in the gaming industry. They want to see things take a different direction and put it more on the parents and parental controls that are already available in games to regulate the whole thing. It should be on the people, not the government.
Okay, so they're advocating that your parents will help you regulate your loot box gambling addiction.
Yes.
Okay. Reece needs it. And then in case you want to play Call of Duty this weekend, the Modern Warfare Beta is now live on PlayStation 4. It will be for this weekend, and then it will be coming out on the Xbox One and PC a little later on, but Modern Warfare, you can play it now. And then, you know what you can also do is watch 50 minutes of Death Stranding gameplay. It's been unveiled, so in case you want to know more about the Norman Reedus Baby Fetus game, it's there for you, 50 minutes. And then speaking of a game that nobody's gonna remember in a couple months, Anthem is now joining EA Origin's Access Vault so that you can play it, except for the DLC, you need to be an Origin Premier subscriber in order to get all of the fancy features. But if you want any of the pathetic original features that rolled out, then you get that for free with Origin Access. And then Amnesia, the collection, is coming out to the Switch so that you can play all of those dang horror games right there. It's already out, $30, and you can have all of them. And then if you get one of those face sucker Labo kits that was available in a previous episode of Hot News, then you can have Amnesia VR. It's great. And then let's talk about free games coming from Epic, because right now they have a horror game called Canarium that's available right now. But then they're also teasing a mystery Batman game for next week. And just based on looking at the image of the teaser, it might not just be one Batman game, because they have the physical model from Batman Arkham Collection, but then there's also a Lego Batman in there. So what game is this?
Because I'm Batman.
And then, in case you ever wanted to be part of Nintendo in real life, Universal Studios is opening their Japan version of the Nintendo theme park, and it's coming in next spring. So in case you wanted to get in on that, you can totally do it. But things that shouldn't have been released, that are getting released. Netflix posting a teaser for when they're gonna launch The Witcher, but they weren't supposed to do it just yet because it's coming out on December 17th, but they weren't supposed to post it and then they deleted it, but hopefully that's the real date because I can't wait that long, December 17th. And also in October, Gwent is gonna be coming to iOS. In case you wanted to play the trading card game on your smartphone, you can now do that and it will sync with your desktop. Now Reece, give us some bad news about Rooster Teeth.
Rooster Teeth seems to be cutting 13% of their staff, which is plus minus 50 people. Like,
That's a lot of people.
yeah, no, this is their biggest layoff in forever. Like, this is the biggest it's ever been. Rooster Teeth's been around since 2003. You know, they've a combined total of like 45 million subscribers on all their different channel platforms. Yeah, their CEO and co-founder, Matt Hallam, he sent out a memo to staff that basically these layouts were needed to achieve their future growth targets. I mean, that's a little bit ouch. This is the first time in their 16-year history that they've had to make super broad cutbacks to their staff.
Real shame.
Bad news is that we no longer have the budget to make RT shorts anymore.
But let's talk about another people, which is 2K, because they've been in the news lately for their NBA 2K20 or whatever the heck it's called, for just how bad it is. But there's actually some good news about 2K right now, because they're going to be donating up to $500,000 to blood cancer research, because Roman Reigns, who's on the WWE cover of the game this year, is a cancer survivor. So they're going to be partnering with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society to raise money for them so that they could potentially donate up to $500,000. And then let's talk about another donation that's gone haywire. Oh man, I'm just going to try to give you the facts without throwing any opinion out there, but on PewDiePie's video where he unveiled the 100 million YouTube Play subscribe button thing that he got from YouTube, he also announced that he would be donating $50,000 to the Anti-Defamation League, who is an organization that had previously criticized him for when he did his Fiverr video where he got some people to hold up signs that said "Death to all Jews, subscribe to Keemstar." The Anti-Defamation League called him out for that, saying it's very anti-Semitic, and then they also petitioned Disney to take away his contract, which subsequently happened. And when PewDiePie announced that he was donating the $50,000, it appears that some of his fans and his subreddit went haywire and decided that that was not an okay thing for him to do, and just started saying a lot of things on the subreddit posts, with anti-Semitic remarks coming across, anti-Semitic remarks being hurled at the mods. It was a crazy event. Anyways, once things have gotten under control, PewDiePie then released another video saying that he was rescinding his $50,000 donation to the Anti-Defamation League because he hadn't yet given the money, stating that something to the effect of he chose an organization based on other people's recommendations and not something that he was personally passionate about, and that it was a mistake because of that, and that he shouldn't have been giving to an organization that had called him out previously, and that didn't really make sense, which I'm not necessarily sure is true. I'm not going to give all of my opinion, but giving to an organization that has called you out in the past can be a sign of maturity, even if it's not. In this instance, it's not necessarily a objective black and white issue. It's actually more of a subjective. If you feel like they're doing good work and they've called you out for hindering progress before, then it would be okay to donate to them, even if it's still not okay for him to donate to the ADL right now. Anyways, it's a whole thing going down right now. PewDiePie giving money, taking money away. Now there's anti-Semites running the streets. It's a hectic situation going on. I'm not even sure what's really to make of it, because I don't understand what the initial outrage is for to begin with. I don't like being upset that somebody's donating to an organization that criticized you isn't necessarily a bad thing. Just my 5 cents. And we're gonna end hot news there, because where else to end hot news besides talking about bad PewDiePie stuff. Anyways, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out Displates at displate.com/UFD Tech Official. I forgot I was doing the smiling thing for a little while. Enter coupon code UFD to save 15% off. Okay, friends? Anyways, that's the end of hot news. I'm Brett. That's Reese. And we're done here. Have a great weekend.